Hey guys, and welcome to Smells Like Teen Angst. And this is Poppin' Off at Pops, our Riverdale After Show. Yeah! Hello, ladies. Welcome to our first episode of Poppin' Off at Pops. I know, it's very exciting. Today, we are going to be talking about the first episode of season 5 called Climax. That's uncomfortable, right? I can see by your faces. Both of you agree with me.
Okay, not only is it, I'm just going to jump right in. Not only is it a little dirty, but also it just was out of place because this episode should have been the climactic episode of last season, but because of COVID, everything got shifted. So these 3 episodes really are the end to season 4, not the beginning of season 5.
Yeah, you are correct. And the way that
they to start a season and you're like, the climax, and you're like, no, this is the beginning.
Exactly. And the way they filmed this episode is very different than like previous seasons. I don't know if you caught that. Like everything, there's like these tiny vignettes in order to move the story along. Everything was like quick, cutty, and fast.
Yeah. Every scene ended in like a minute and a half. Like we were so many places at once introducing different people. And I was just like,
it felt less like a Riverdale episode and more like an Aaron Sorkin show because it was very much like walk and talk, walk and talk, walk and talk.
Yeah, because they only have these first 3 episodes to get us to graduation and then time jump us. So they're like, okay, we got to wrap up the Principal Honey murder. We're going to wrap this up. We got to figure out this. Like, I didn't remember the movie store weirdo. Did you remember him?
That was honestly my first note. I don't remember anything that happened on this show before we went to break.
Well, a mini recap, and feel free to comment along, guys, and let us know what we missed from the recap of last season. There's the voyeuristic tapes going around Riverdale, and then there's like weird snuff films. So it's like everyone got murdered, and then if you remember, let me pop him up. Principal Honey actually died. Right?
Yeah. Didn't they kill Principal Honey?
Not them. It's whoever is wearing the character masks of their faces.
They have on these like Halloween store looking like
the snuff films. Okay. Yeah.
So it just kind of ended on that, and they're trying to figure out, like, Betty and Jughead are off on this like wild adventure of trying to figure out who has murdered all these people, who is the voyeur, and whatnot. As well as wrap up high school, figure out if Archie gets into the Navy, and we have to break everybody up. So we got lots to do in 3 episodes.
Like I said during our little preview, I'm actually excited for this time jump because it's so ridiculous that they're like solving a murder. Veronica owns a speakeasy. Archie owns 2 businesses and his own house, and they're all still going to high school.
Well, Luke Perry paid off that house for him, and he just lives there rent free, and I would stay forever too. R.I.P.
I mean, I'm not mad at Archie. R.I.P. Luke.
But crossover.
What, Keiki? You were talking at the same time.
I said, but then we have the crossover character in this new episode.
We do.
Katie Keene.
Well, she's not on the show. KO is
She's
on
referenced.
the show.
She's referenced though, because KO's her boyfriend.
Right. Who's here to fight Archie for his place in the Naval Academy, which he loses.
Guys, can we first talk about how ridiculous it is that this, the commandant, this like talent scout, whatever you call him, just openly admits we only have 1 spot left, Archie, and we might not give it to you. Right? First of all, a college recruiter would never do that. Secondly, Veronica Lodge is like, you know what? They should just fucking fight for it. Sorry. And the commandant is like, yes.
He's like, we'll see who wins. And he shows up and he looks so militaristic, like he was popped out of the military's vagina, And he's got at least 50 pounds on Archie. And even Kevin's dad is like, Mr. Keller's like, you got to do some psychological warfare, bro. I don't know what to tell you. And so he's like, look, I could do more push-ups than you, pull-ups than you.
He started off on the psychological warfare because his name is KO, knockout. Like, come on.
I know. And I don't know what that actually stands for, but I want to know. Because it's got to like, I don't know. I don't know.
I just assumed it was knockout because he's a boxer.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, coming back in on a crossover when that crossover technically, like, I don't even think it occurred at the end of the show that's crossing over, like Katie Keene. It feels awkward because when that technically happened last season when KO left, and like now we're like starting season 5 with this, but it's supposed to be the end of season 4, and it just feels like the time is all over the place.
Yeah. And here's a photo of them. This is Archie and KO. Like, this is what we're doing. Look at how little
Fighting
he is.
for college admittance.
Fighting for naval college admittance. Like, okay. But on top of that, yeah, sure, Dan. On top of that, we also have like Hiram Lodge, who is apparently magically healing because he's beating up people in the darkness of the alleyways.
Okay, I'm not even
You see
gonna
that
lie.
quick flash?
It was a quick flash, but I was sitting there and I'm like, what was he sick from and who was he fighting? Can somebody explain this to me?
It was like, it's like some neurodegenerative disease that I cannot remember the name of. And I honestly never even thought he was really sick. And I still don't think he's actually sick. I think it's a very manipulative tactic for Veronica.
I mean,
because he's always doing his
Veronica, so
like father, like daughter. So, you know, we've got that. I was like, I don't think he was sick. I was like, my note is new workout routine is beating the shit out of people.
Also, randomly, my fear is that they're going to go like the witchcraft route again, like they did with the Gargoyle King, and make it like, oh, well, Hiram is getting better because of like sacrificing people or something stupid like that. Like, I just, the Gargoyle thing really took a toll on me with this show.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy when it ended.
Me too.
And I just don't want to go back down these lanes, Riverdale.
No, I don't either. And we got to figure out, and hopefully we wrap it up, but we don't cliffhang this weird voyeur thing that's been going on. You know, we've got this episode ends, just to jump ahead a little bit, with like Jughead having this conversation about the final straw, right? So the tape that Archie's watching is the final straw, and it's of him back at Pops. What up, popping up at Pops? You know, with the guy who comes to shoot him and then actually shoots his dad. Remember that from like a couple seasons ago?
Which I do, but I do think that would be the final straw, because when Jughead was like the final straw, and I was like, oh, this is foreshadowing. And then Archie puts the tape in, and I was like, what's going to be on this tape? When they got to it, and it was him at Pops, like before his father's murder, I was like, if anything's going to make Archie rampage, it will be this. This is what's really going to set Archie off and go find out who is screwing him.
Yeah, I can absolutely see that, because his dad means everything to him. And this is not something you mess with when it comes to Archie as a character, for sure. Can we take a moment to talk about Veronica wanting Archie to sing her a song? And then she has a moment in the speakeasy where she sings this song. And normally I don't love when they have her sing. It bothers me a lot. But in this moment, I was like, did she know about this? And then you realize later that she did not. And it was not a vicious, backhanded moment. It was actually a genuine expression of love.
She finds a song in Archie's bedroom at the very beginning of the episode. And she's like, Archie, this is a great song. I would love if you get back into music. And Archie is like, no, Veronica, put this in the garbage. And she doesn't put it in the garbage. She steals it. She sings it. Everybody at the table is so uncomfortable because they know what's going on and she doesn't. And it comes out that Archie wrote this song about Betty.
Oh, God. I was just like, this is Betty's song. And the way they interchanged the photos, like, or the photos, the image of that moment when he is singing the song to Betty last season to now. And he's just like, and Betty's like, the like
And Jughead
the
looking at
tension.
both of them like,
What a lovely little number. Both clueless AF. And then this is what I've been sitting here waiting to see how everyone breaks up, because we've learned from Veronica's married, Jughead gets a new girlfriend. These castings have come out, how everyone breaks up. And this is the catalyst because they're at prom. And Archie is Archie, and he can't lie to his love in her ugly dress.
tells her the truth.
And her ugly dress. Okay, but aside from that, we always knew when we watched this show from the very beginning, it was going to be Archie and Betty, you know?
I mean, that's where I stand too. It's fine.
So that's the whole, as a fan of the comic books, even going back to like the 25-cent ones that you got when you were a kid, that's the whole question of the thing. Is it going to be Archie and Betty or Archie and Veronica? And they go back and forth. So they had to go back at one point.
Yeah, but I just feel like, is this the right way to go back? Like, it was better when they were cheating, and then like, you know, I was like, oh, someone's gonna find out. But then like a song, like of all the things, a song.
Well,
it's this. Go ahead.
The part that I hated the most wasn't just the song, and it wasn't just that he comes clean. It's that Veronica says, well, now I need to break up with you, but I'm not going to do it and ruin graduation or the prom. So we'll just be pretend boyfriend and girlfriend for another 2 weeks, and then we'll break up for real.
Yeah, and I appreciate, like, so part of it's not just the song that was the catalyst, right? So it's also Veronica saying that she's going to put off going to college for a year for him. And he's like, no, I don't even feel, I no longer feel like we're endgame. So like part of me appreciates what Archie did in coming clean instead of holding her back, because she would have done it for what, because she's done.
Can we talk about how cringy it was when the parents were taking photos and they go, instead of saying, do you go stay in game? I wanted to die.
Oh God. Like this photo right here. Yeah. Okay. And like
Stay
this photo
game.
right here. Stay endgame. Like, no. I know. But even KO was like, you and Veronica are endgame, right? And he's just like, I just feel like I hold her back all the time.
Can we
also sorry,
go ahead, Keiki, because what I'm going to say is going to stir the pot.
Okay, I was just going to say, can we also talk about the fact that like we're introducing like random Blossom drama that like we have let go, like Cheryl and her girlfriend. Like,
okay, well, I do need to jump in then really quick and stir the pot a little bit. Can we talk about the sexual tension between Archie and KO?
Oh, girl.
They were like shirtless together in the episode. They were hanging out in the sauna. They slept in the same bedroom, even though Archie has a whole house.
I didn't even think about that he has a whole house. He doesn't live with his dad. His mom's not even there. Why are they in the same room?
They're in the same room, just shirtless, just bros broing down. It was amazing.
That's very
I was watching it and I was like, now kiss.
I can't. I did not. This is a real moment of discovery in my life right now.
He behaved very high school for someone who has their own house.
Right?
I just didn't. That's hilarious.
Now kiss.
I wish I had like a kissy video.
Also, how did KO just be able to like go to the prom? Like, does the school really have no fucking rules, guys?
It's a small town rules. Yeah, hold on. Do I have a picture of KO at prom? I don't know if I do. Hold on. There he is, standing behind Tony.
Yeah.
In the background. I was like, I gotta have a photo somewhere. Okay.
I did. Suit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he was ready to go.
Like, whatever. Okay, yeah. Riverdale. Moving on.
Anyway.
I want to know why they brought back Mr. Weatherby, and I appreciate the way they brought him back and just like giving me the flashback so I knew who he was again.
The old principal who lost his finger in the cult.
Yeah, and now he's just like back. I hope that pays off. Like, does that mean Mr. Weatherby is the voyeur?
Is it going to mean anything? Like, is it? Yeah. There's so many things that happen on Riverdale that don't mean anything.
And is this going to be one of those things? I don't know. Let's talk about Betty, Jughead, Reggie, and Cheryl making a snuff film.
A moment of silence for Cheryl's wig, please.
There it is. She got it. I'm like, these are photos that they need to have online for me to use, because I would love to just have that and share it with everyone.
I could. She walked in that fucking Raggedy Ann wig, and they were like, "You look great, Cheryl." And I was
looking good. Looking magical. Oh my gosh. But they did it so they could get into the underground immersive red band screening of Snuff Life.
The red band killed me, okay?
Okay, so listen. There was a second where he was like, "Do you want to come to my experimental film festival rave?" And I was like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life." And then they showed it, and I was like, "Oh, I would go to that party."
I know, it looked fun.
I was like, "Oh, the goth bar."
Right, exactly. Like, this is what I got real nostalgic, because I haven't been to a goth bar in a long time, COVID.
I know, right? It'd be like just everyone kicking the bat and loving the bat. It was great.
And then when they're there and they have to like calm their way in, they have to make this snuff film to convince the guy who owns the video store to let them in. And then he gives them tickets, and like Jughead sends Betty and Kevin down there because he's like, "Oh, they're gonna recognize my face, whatever. I can't talk to the snuff film guy. You have to do it." And then Betty gets him into the party and not even wearing the disguise.
Everybody's in a mask but them.
Like, what were you thinking? Oh, Riverdale, I love you and your plot holes. And they don't learn anything at this party. We like run into Jelly Bean for some reason, and I'm like,
How
okay.
old is Jelly Bean supposed to be?
I thought she's like 12 or 13.
Right?
I don't know.
No way.
Everyone comment, let me know, because I don't really remember either.
When he started high school, I felt like Jelly Bean was like 8. So if
right, that's what it seems like.
Leaving high school, I'm like, okay, so maybe she's 12 and she's going to a rave.
Right? My mom would have, child.
Right? There's no way. To kind of jump onto Kiki's thing, where she brought up was it Keiki or Jordan brought up the Blossom family drama that we are just having thrown at us? So apparently the Blossoms have done horrible things to Tony's family, and her grandmother. At first I was like, her grandma doesn't know she's bisexual, and then it's like, no, she doesn't know I'm dating a Blossom. I was like, but look at them. They're so cute. And I'm very sad that they're not going to keep them together.
So precious. But again, just the juxtaposition of this show is wild, because you have in one scene, they're talking about we need to make a fake snuff film to sneak into the rave to catch a murderer. And in the next scene, Cheryl is crying because she wants to be prom queen.
Fair. But do you expect... Yeah. Do you expect anything less from Cheryl, though? That's how she's always been. She, you know what I mean? She told Kevin that he can't sign up because him and Fangs are not allowed to try and be king and king.
Have you guys ever, like, when you were in high school, did boyfriend and girlfriend ever both win? Like, that never happened in my high school.
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was never a couple that won. It was like always just
ass high school that wouldn't even let like that happen. Like, you couldn't even take another girl to like something.
It was always by a vote, and it was always just some random popular girl and some random popular guy. It was never a couple. I don't understand why this always happens on TV.
Prom was actually the like smart people, because for prom you were actually nominated by the teachers.
Oh,
wasn't it weird?
That's wild.
So weird. So it was like, of course, the popular kids, and then like a couple of really smart kids. And yeah, it was always like some awkward matchup. And actually, the people who did win my year were like an actual couple.
Oh. I don't even have photos of me. I had an idea. I'm like, maybe I should post photos of all of us at prom. And I'm like, I don't even think I have a photo of myself at prom.
I can find one if you want to do it.
Yeah, send them to me. I'll post photos of us at prom. I don't have one.
No idea where mine is, honestly.
It's okay. I can post Jordan. Jordan can be our representative of prom. You know, that's my thing. Hold on, let me pull out my notes. What do I have next? The blossoms.
Can we talk about the
drama.
dresses since we're on
Oh my,
prom?
yes. So like that's basically next is prom, right? So I already
first of
talked
all,
about the fight.
I have concerns. Archie got mollywopped. Like he got the snot beat out of him. And this boy shows up to prom the next day with no bruises, no band-aid, nothing.
Nothing. Hold on, let me find his prom photo. Perfect, coiffed.
Right? You
Not
can't
a
tell that he
scratch
got
on
the shit beat out of him the night before. This is ridiculous.
No, nothing. So let's rate the girls' dresses, starting with Veronica. And we should do this. Do we want to do it out of 10 or like out of 5 milkshakes? What are we thinking?
I mean, we're at
Let's be harsh. Let's go 5 milkshakes.
Okay, so 5 is the best. So then here's Veronica's dress. Let me pop it up. It doesn't want to pop up. It's being very rude. Boom.
It's gonna be a 1 for me, dog.
It's gonna be a saltine cracker. It's not even 1 milkshake.
No.
I brought no boys to the yard.
Yeah, that's like a 0.5 sip, and then you realize it's the wrong flavor. You know,
Yeah.
you're like, no,
That's why
send
I
that
said
back.
it's saltine, because it just makes you thirsty on top of everything else. It's so bad.
I was like, is she pregnant? Are they trying to hide the fact that she's pregnant? Like,
Yeah.
everyone's seen Crazy Rich Asians, right?
Yes.
It was like they were trying to get the same vibe as like
Yeah.
her dress, but like done poorly.
Very poorly.
Really bad. And I'm upset by it. Like, is there a good, you can barely see it in this photo, but she's next to Fangs and next to Tony. So let's go with Tony next. What did we think of Tony's 2-piece?
There's a time and place.
I don't love it for prom, but it is a nice dress.
It's a nice dress, but is this EDC?
Mm-hmm. So how many milkshakes we gonna give it? No milkshakes to the yard? All the milkshakes? None of the milkshakes.
I mean, I would have given it a 5 at EDC, so I'll give it a 2 at prom.
I'm giving it a 3 for being a nice dress, but wrong for prom.
Yeah, I give it like a 3.5 because I agree. But girls like at my prom did wear dresses like that.
Oh
so
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
This might be our age showing.
it's just like, it's not my jam. I didn't like it then. It's kind of like 2-piece wedding gowns. I'm not into that either. So,
Depends on the wedding.
you know, everyone to each their own milkshake. Here we go. Let's talk Cheryl. I loved this. I give Cheryl's dress like 4.5 out of 5 milkshakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the cleavage for me. It's great.
I'm sorry, y'all. I have to go full on black auntie right now. That is too grown. She is in high school.
It is very grown.
It's so grown. It's beautiful. It's probably my favorite out of the dresses. It's probably the one that I would wear in real life, but I'm also in my 30s, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
So what's your milkshake rating?
I don't know.
It's low girl, get in the house and put on the clothes.
I gave 4.5. So you got to give it what? You got to give it something.
Oh God, I'm gonna give it a 3 again because it's a great dress, but it's too grown.
All right,
titties away, girl.
All right. So then, my favorite dress. We're moving on to Betty. They have terrible pictures of this dress, but I absolutely loved it. I give this thing a 5 out of 5 milkshakes of glory.
Absolutely.
Stunning color, stunning shape. It was tasteful in the boobage area.
Right.
You know?
It's beautiful. It's age appropriate. Oh, I love a little blush pink.
I don't like the color. I do think it's very like Paulo Sebastian. I don't know if you've seen any stuff. He did like the Elsa dress.
Mm-hmm.
So I love all like the applique. It's very like delicate and very Betty and like would be great for prom. But her skin's too pink to be in pink. She's like so blonde.
It reminded me of
wasn't nude enough for me.
It reminded me of the MAs that year when Taylor Swift performed Back to December and she was playing on the piano and she had on like that blushy colored dress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that too, I guess. I mean, I still liked it.
Yeah. I feel like when I look at it, I get that it's a pinky color, but it looks like it's got more like a purple undertone, like a darker undertone. So to me, it doesn't look like she's naked, which I think like a lot of more pinky peachy dresses can do. And I don't see that on her. It was my favorite of all of them.
Me too.
And then honorable mention, these boys look fabulous.
They do.
Amazing. I love a good oxblood suit.
Yeah, Kevin
Love
Banks
a good
killed
Oxblood
it.
suit and the flowers, perfection.
Perfection. They killed it. 5 out of 5 out of all the 5s.
Also, can we talk about, I said earlier that maybe our age was showing when we were saying that we didn't like Tony dress for prom. I really felt my age so during this prom scene because they're playing all these like 90s songs, like Six Fifths Now the Richer and Mazzy Star. And I'm like, why are they in the 90s right now? And then it hit me that like those are now classics. They're vintage.
But also this show doesn't really have a time frame.
No,
So
it doesn't. It's very anachronistic.
it could actually be music of the era and the time that we're in Riverdale. They've never actually time stamped when we are.
No, and sometimes it drives me crazy because they have cell phones, but they're also like playing VHSs.
Right. Yeah. Who still owns a VHS? It's all good. So the cliffhanger of the episode, Archie and Veronica break up, right? So that
Archie's got an offer to be deputy mayor at 19 years old.
Right, because Hiram, whatever. Hiram overhears why Veronica and Archie are breaking up. And we all know Hiram likes to take action into his own hands a lot. Tony and Cheryl are breaking up. And then, Archie gets that video. So we've got a lot that's going to happen over the next, 3 episodes.
We have 2 left, right? We have 2 before the time jump.
Oh, 2. So. Yeah, this one included. So 2 episodes. Yeah.
So I'm guessing that next episode will be graduation and the episode of that will be summer. And then.
Well, let me tell you, the next episode is called The Preppy Murders. And then the next one after that is graduation. So we've got 2 more before actual graduation. And then the first time jump episode is called Purgatory. And then The Homecoming. And that's what's on the books at the moment as far as episodes to come. I know.
I can't really guess much from the names.
Yeah,
graduation.
Do you think it's going to come out about Archie and Betty? Do you think Archie's going to throw some Hail Mary at Betty, getting her to love him and leave Jughead? How are they going to break them up is my biggest thing. Because Veronica also is not good at keeping secrets.
And Veronica said that she didn't want to break them up so she wouldn't say anything, but she's not good at keeping secrets. I also feel like Hiram is a messy bitch, so Hiram might say something.
Oh, for sure. I can't wait to see what Hiram's next con is, since it clearly seems like he's going to stay alive. So whenever Veronica returns back after this jump, it's going to be daddy drama still.
And he's alive. We know he's still going to be there in 7 years. So we'll just see what happens, ladies. I'm excited to have you on this journey. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about that we missed? No? Yes?
No. We even dragged Jellybean. Sorry.
Well, I know. We've been... Poor Jelly Belly.
Did they recast Jellybean? Have they announced that?
I don't think so. At this point in time, it might
just be 12?
Maybe she won't be on the show.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't in the first season. They just talked about her. So we'll see.
Yeah, who knows? We got so much that's going to happen in season 5. Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll get us out of this. So that's our first episode of Popping Off and Pops. Huzzah. Everyone, make sure that you
We did
it. Yay. Make sure that you hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel, comment along. We love talking about this show. Send us your theories and we will absolutely respond to you. Until next week, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye. I just didn't say it.